further heightened for both of these teams by the fact that there is a 3-week gap in WSL 2 action after this afternoon. So we are underway. 12 years Durham have been an ever-present in the second tier of English women's football. A win here this afternoon will go a long way to maintaining that streak. Bristol City undoubtedly want to be back in the Barclays WSL. Maximum points today will ensure that promotion remains a possibility. Strong pressing from Durham early on.
Get across, get across. Second one. Good, Briggsy. Next one. Good, stops it. On that one, man.
First touch for Sophie Ingle. Ward goes down the line. Should be comfortable for air. And the first touch for Kat Shepherd. As you can see, the sun beating down in the northeast. Robinson thought about the quick delivery, checks a run. Support from Syme, and they do force the first corner of the game with 75 seconds on the clock. Emily Syme, the visiting captain, with the first set piece of the game. It's going to be an outswinger here. Lofted towards the penalty spot and found a red shirt, but it wasn't a clean connection. But it's back out wide once again. Ball hangs in the air, not cleared! And Rio Hardy, that may well be her first touch of the football this afternoon. And she had Kat Shepherd scrambling across her goal. I'll make no mistake about this. Bristol City are here for maximum points. They have flown out of the traps. I think in her defence, Shepherd had that well covered. But a reminder, if you are a subscriber to the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel, you can comment in the comment section. Whatever your allegiance is, big game here to kick off 3 fixtures in the Barclays Women's Super League 2. Bristol City once again turn the ball over. Intercepted. The referee has pulled it back for a Durham free kick. Bradley. Not cleared. Lay off. Stabbed. I think the intended target was to find Blake out wide there by Heppel. Back at the feet of Bentley. Voss. Flicked on by Hardy. Looking to link up there with Lloyd Smith. Players halted. I believe it's for offside here on the near sides. And a quick restart. Wilson going cross field. That's a good pick out and an excellent first touch from Blake. Wants to come in field. Trying to move things over the far right-hand side. Lambert, her cross towards the near post. Ingle doesn't really get an effective clearance on it, and it's sent high and over, eventually from Foster. But a good response from Durham. You saw that early sighter from Bristol City, the corner, and then the eventual Rio Hardy strike. And this is the first offensive sign of intent from Neil Redfern's side. Lambert looking to pick out her teammates there. Not effectively dealt with, it has to be said there, by Bristol City. And thankfully for the visitors, Foster's effort nowhere near troubling their goal. But Durham are coming forward here, trying to create room, and perhaps didn't quite sort of feet out there, Watson. But a few moments there of encouragement for Durham, that Bristol City looking a little shaky across that back line. Wanting to play their way out, and they've lost possession here. Watson's cross in. Almost controlled by Lambert, and Ingle has to put it behind for a corner. I think my comments about that uncertainty amongst the Bristol City defence justified there. Look at this, Syme under pressure. And this almost results at the feet of Beth Heppel. It is a first corner of the game for the home side.
Take her in the box, Beth. Take her in the box.
Lots of chat on the YouTube channel about various permutations and what other fixtures can do to boost their respective causes. Deep delivery. Wards meets it and can only put it behind for another Durham corner. As you can see, it's a tight ground here at Maiden Castle. Not much room for manoeuvre for set-piece takers. In swinger, oof, which was, I don't know, I'll surely have to go with well left there. It certainly had me with a slight hesitation there, as Gemma Lawley, using all her experience and judgment. Really fine delivery. Maybe the conditions help him with that bend and whip. And Lawley certainly confident that the danger could be averted. 0-0. Just over 7 minutes played. A reminder, 2 further fixtures come 2 p.m, which you can watch live here on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. Robinson deflects. Not cleared. Hardy back to goal. Still Bristol City trying to find a way through, and it's an unfortunate slip for Katie Robinson. So, if you aren't aware of what this fixture does at both ends of the table, let's give you an idea of the current picture. It looks as though Birmingham and Charlton are going to duke it out themselves for the title, but that third place does guarantee a playoff against the side who, in the WSL, the Barclays WSL, that's a playoff between Barclays WSL and Barclays WSL 2 for a third promotion spot, and that's what Bristol City are looking to close that current 4-point gap. 4-point because they're picking up a point here as it stands in order to keep their name in that playoff conversation. And in terms of the foot of the table, Portsmouth can only watch on. As you can see, they've already played their 20th game. Durham ongoing, and Durham currently increasing that gap, doubling their advantage to 2 points. Remember, only one side gets relegated from the Beat WSL 2, and at the moment, that is Portsmouth. Heppel just told to delay. Lloyd Smith, she can't clear, and there is room for Grace Eyre over that far side. Comes back infield to Wilson. Durham happy to retain possession here. They do go over the top, and that's a fine pick out. Lambert has the limbs to stretch and keep that in play. No, I was wrong. The assistant, with a much better view than me, was able to indicate that ball had gone out of play, so it will be a Bristol City goal kick. Bentley. Looks as though she's kicking into the wind there. It's sort of bended back towards the Bristol City goal. Blake with a mazy dribble. Farouja's attempted spin doesn't come off. Durham trying to pick their way through here, and Heppel was in an offside position. Ruby Sykes over that far side, being kept busy. I'm sure all fans of English women's football will be aware, but the BWSL Football recently launched their brand new app, offering both the Barclays WSL and Barclays WSL 2 fans a front row seat to exclusive content, all of the games broadcast on the league's YouTube channels. To download the app for free, search WSL Football in your Apple App Store or Google Play Store. The most important thing you need to know right here and now is it is goalless. Hardy, slowed by Bradley. It is kept in play. Excellent perseverance there from Powell, and she does get a free kick. Oh, it looked to be a bit of a lost cause there for Ella Powell. She's stuck with it, and it's an outstretched leg that brings the full-back down. Syme once again with the free kick for Charlotte Healy's side. Crowded 6-yard box. Waiting for the referee's whistle. Hangs it up towards the penalty spot. Met by Lawley. Engel back to goal. Not cleared. Syme's cross. Helped on by Wards. Looks to put a foot through it, but can only find the red shirt of Katie Robinson, and that's a good pick out. Farouja has room on this left-hand side. Overlap from Ward is ignored. Engel. Robinson. Syme, first time cross. I think it was, who's back. Got the crucial touch. Lambert to bring Durham away here. Watson can't get away from Voss, and it is a Durham throw. So almost quarter of an hour played. Let me know on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel, if you're in the comments section, what you've made to the start from your team. Ball comes in. There's room here. Blake to finish! Brought into the starting lineup, and Hannah Blake rewards Neil Redfern's faith. A neat and tidy finish to make it Durham 1, Bristol City 0. Well, I don't think Charlotte Healy will be happy with how much room there was, but take nothing away from the composure shown by Durham's number 10. Ball drifts over the heads of the fullback, and she has to take a touch before slotting home her first goal of the season, and what a time to grab it. Hannah Blake makes it Durham 1, Bristol City 0. Well, that is Charlotte Healy. We can see there just to the left of your screen, her first season as a senior head coach. Experienced in the Barclays WSL with her time as an assistant at Manchester United. Her full reigns at Bristol City was seen as quite a coup, her appointment, but make no mistake about it, the ambition was to see the club return back to the English women's top flight. And at the moment, those hopes are slipping away. A long way to go in this game. Territory gained here by Durham as they make their way down the touchline. Robinson. Ingle with a rare off touch. Once again, Blake trying to get in behind. That is an area of concern for Bristol City that they're going to have to address. So as you've just seen, Durham have taken the lead. If you have missed it, rewind on your Barclays WSL2 YouTube timeline. But this is the current league picture. So Durham, most importantly, moving 4 points clear of Portsmouth with 2 games after today for both sides still left to play. So if it is a case of, at the end of the day, it is victory for Durham. A further 3 points, however they come, across their final 2 games. Next up will be Sheffield United here at home, their final home game of the season, before an away trip to Newcastle United on the final day. That's the Durham picture. Good first touch from Powell. She was caught by Blake. Referee quick to have a word with the New Zealander. It's that positive first touch there from Powell that gets her away from the blue shirt of Hannah Blake. And it is Hannah Blake's goal that separates these two sides. If you have joined us late, the 14th minute, one of 3 changes made by the interim head coach, Neil Redfern, for this game. Has had a lot of time on the sidelines of late coming into this game. 6 of the previous 7 games, Blake had gone as an unused substitute. They often say in elite sport, next one up, and she's taken her opportunity in the starting lineup, and so far giving Durham a firm foothold in this game. Air can't clear with much distance. Powell looks to send it back. Robinson will get there first. Her cross, which bounces. Hardy protects the ball well. Rio Hardy onto her left, and that's a fine save. Shepherd down low. That's a second chance created by the former Durham player, Rio Hardy, and not almost 20 minutes played. Excellent strike play, fashions the opportunity all by herself. Bristol City corner. Not met cleanly at the first post. Lloyd Smith. Ferrugia pressed. Still a Bristol City throw. Well, 1 goal the difference in terms of the possession. It is Bristol City so far seeing the majority of the football. 1 effort on target so far for the hosts, and that is enough to currently separate these 2 teams. Throw hastily taken down the line. Lloyd Smith did really well there at full stretch to keep it in play. Briggs is off the field currently, following that coming together. Looks to be okay. Well, someone in the YouTube comment section has pointed out the variety of surface, and Charlotte Healy, the Bristol City head coach, did reference that once you're used to playing on grass and now you're on an artificial surface, it takes some getting used to. Shepherd's free kick helped on. Lambert on the chase, up against Powell. And the ball does run out of play. In particular, I'd love to hear some of the thoughts of Bristol City supporters. How do you get a way back into this game? You have the very offensive structure of Rio Hardy and Lexi Lloyd-Smith playing together in that attacking line. So you'd like to think there's at least a goal between them, both in contention for the BWSL 2 Golden Boots. 8 to their name already, but it's perhaps those defensive frailties that were shown in that goal, scored by the player on the ball at the moment, Blake, who interlinks well there with Stubbs, but she's dispossessed. Durham content to keep possession. Wilson, you can hear the wind whipping up off our cameras at Maiden Castle. Robinson prevents that clearance getting too much further. Durham still in their own half. Blake, tidy stuff from her. It's going to run out of room though. Voss, crossfield. Heavy touch from Robinson, and she lunges into the follow-up. She might be lucky to escape a caution here. And it is a first yellow card of the game and a first of the season for Katie Robinson. Back in Bristol City colours, her second stint at the club. Has been a constant starter since making the switch from Aston Villa. I don't think she can have any complaints about that decision. Well, when asked about how do Bristol City find their way back into this, one comment in the YouTube section says Emily Syme, the captain, she's been key all season. As we've seen already, takes the majority of the set pieces. Shepherd with the free kick for Durham. Stubbs just slows it up. Looks to flick it back to the defender. Ingles struggled to get into the game so far for Bristol City. And she's certainly one of those experienced heads that Charlotte Healy will look to manage things out on the field. Powell. Syme. Back to Powell, who's been busy down this right-hand side. Lovely chip into Robinson. Her first cross is deflected. The second one's cut out, but it is a Bristol City corner. Greetings to Carlo, who's watching all the way from Pennsylvania. Big Sophie Ingle fan. And is she set to get on the end of a Emily Syme corner here? See the wind just blowing the ball off its mark. Needs a reset. And the referee's actually just asking Emily Syme to pause. Looks as though Bradley and Voss are engaging in a bit of pushing and shoving. Delivery comes in towards the penalty spot, and it was met by Farouja. Clean connection, but couldn't keep the effort down. think it goes without saying, Bristol City have created more in the 25 minutes of action we've seen so far. But as so often the case in football, at whatever level, it's down to those who take their chances. Interesting game going on behind Cat Shepherd's goal there. Spectators keeping themselves busy. Syme trying to keep it in play. Stobbs unable to control, but it does fall to Heppel, who spots the safe option of her unmarked goalkeeper, who can just take the time here now, Durham. They have something to protect, and in particular here at home. Really strong series of results. It's only Charlton and Newcastle United who've come away with maximum points. That's the task that lies in front of Bristol City, trailing by 1-0. Wards. In terms of shots, 50% success rate so far for Durham, scoring with 1 of their 2 shots, 5 attempts so far for the visitors. In particular, it was Rio Hardy that worked Cat Shepherd's at one end and Blake shooting past Bentley at the other. Voss keeps it in play. Dispossessed once again, trying to play out from the back here, Bristol City, and they do concede another corner. Easter greetings coming in on the YouTube comments section from John, who's watching in Toronto, Canada. Currently watching. Durham trying to strengthen their position as we approach half an hour played. Deep corner. Ward back across her own goal. Shot comes in from Briggs, well blocked by Lloyd Smith. Stobbs tries to pick out the corner taker. And the ball's going to go out of play for a Bristol City goal kick. As you can see, is a Durham player down. But let's have another look at the corner here. Ward's had it in difficult conditions. You can see how hard it is defensively to get any real trajectory on the clearances. So, amongst the spectators here at Maiden Castle, that's Mel Ray, the head coach of Sunderland's women's team. Sunderland not in action this weekend. But Mel Ray keen to take in a bit of local action. There's no doubt that Sunderland will be playing in the BWSL 2 next season. Top half finish looks beyond them at the moment. But, of course, with goal difference, there's still various rankings that can be gained in terms of position. But all importantly, at the moment, Bristol City, it's a disappointing current league standings. They are still 5 points behind Crystal Palace. And if Crystal Palace are to win in their 2 p.m. kickoff, which you can watch here on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel, that means that Bristol City's hopes of promotion will have to wait for the 2026-2027 campaign. And in terms of the quest to stay in the division, I'm sure we've got a few from Portsmouth and maybe Ipswich fans who are watching early on ahead of Ipswich's game at Crystal Palace. They're currently seeing that Durham are 4 points above the drop as it stands. Keep a track on the WSL football app as well. And there's going to be a change here. Lucy Watson was the player down receiving treatment over that far side, and unfortunately she's unable to continue. So on comes the Venezuelan international, Mariana Speckmeyer. Lambert. Briggs sends it over the top. Speckmeyer immediately imposing her physical presence on the game. Ward. Ferrugia. No way past Grace Eyre, who feels aggrieved that the decision has gone the visitors' way. And strong in the challenge, Durham, and I think that's what Ferrugia is certainly saying to both the referee and her assistant over that far side, that warranted more than just a Bristol City throw. They do have a great scoring run, particularly here at home. Durham only failed to score once this season here at Maiden Castle, and they have this early advantage. Ingle. Cleared by Briggs. Met by Bradley. Powell down the line. Blake comes in fields. Apple gives it away. Robinson. Hardy having to come deep to get involved in the action. Blake has a bit of room, and that's nice. Lovely drop of the shoulder. Trying to poke it into the path of Beth Heppel, who'll look to press Voss here. Let's see what the match statistics can tell us. As we know, it's certainly Bristol City with the most shots. Still shading possession as well, the visitors. And those key passes in terms of trying to create chances moving forward. The intent is certainly there if you're a Bristol City supporter. And the decision there is a Durham free kick. Voss it is, who's far too enthusiastic to try and win the ball back. One of the most creative forces in the BWSL too. Beth Heppel stood over the ball. Goes short. Briggs. Her cross is met and does go over eventually, but Foster getting on the end of it. At first glance, it didn't appear to be enough pace on the delivery here from Lauren Briggs, but quite deceptive. And that's the aerial threat that Mickey Foster does offer. Hardy gives the ball away. Well, it's going to be interesting. Certainly the half-time discussion in the visiting dressing room in terms of what the conditions are like. I'm sure they've carried out training sessions to prepare on a similar surface. That's the voice of Neil Redfern watching on. playing every moment of this game from the sidelines and looking for his first victory since his interim appointment. No word out of Durham as of yet, who a long-term successor to the full-time head coach role will be. And of course, I'm sure a lot of that rides on what division they'll be competing in next season. As mentioned, there are Ipswich eyes on this fixture based upon the comments in the YouTube section. They'll be disappointed to see that Durham are currently moving further clear. They'll want to keep it nice, tight and compact at the bottom of the table, certainly ahead of their opportunity to pick up some points this afternoon. And this is the current picture. Portsmouth in 12th, Ipswich goal difference, keeping them out of the relegation zone. Durham 4 clear. Cross is a low one towards Heppel. Lawley can't really effectively clear her lines, and great strength shown there from Speckmaier. Tried the nutmeg. Ward too smart for that though, and you can see how difficult it is when she tried to clear it. Can't get anywhere near the distance the power application would suggest. And that's one consolation for Bristol City, as they'll have the win to their advantage in the second half. Foster looking to launch in the long throw here. First contact by Speckmaier, goalkeeper unchallenged, easily able to claim. Powell. Ball goes out of play, so let's have another look at that long throw there from Foster. She's certainly got herself involved in the game here, Mariana Speckmaier, since coming on. A clear target. Maybe took it away from Wilson, who was perhaps better placed there, the Durham captain. Powell keeps it in play. Infield to Syme, tried to go around the corner to Robinson. Lambert wins it back. Awkward one for Bradley. Back to Shepherd. The ball just slowed up in the turf there. Composed defending under pressure. Just the 3 clean sheets across the previous 19 BWSL 2 fixtures played by Durham this season. So a reminder that they are susceptible defensively. And Bristol City, second highest scorers in the BWSL 2 this season as well. So we're yet to really see them significantly test Kat Shepherd. Certainly she's been worked by Rio Hardy, but nothing clear-cut as of yet for Charlotte Healy's team. Six minutes of normal time remaining here in the first half. Heppel. Foster. Slides away from 2 red shirts. Heppel tried to help it on to a teammate. No way out for Bristol City at the moment. Trying to keep things on the deck, pass their way through. Chance for the hosts to reset here. Sarah Wilson, her 12th season at the club. Spoke in the build-up about the importance of this game and getting things right on the day. And so far, that is exactly what Neil Redfern's side are doing here. Winning a lot of these second balls, just like Stobbs did there. Lambert. Wilson. As that overhits. Blake with an earnest chase.
Stay locked on. Hannah, stay in.
Hardy, Bradley.
And again, Mickey.
Durham throw. And for the vast majority of this crowd, it is a very positive situation at the moment. I'm sure some have made the journey from down in Bristol. Easily a 600-mile round trip. But we know how hardcore football supporters can be. But it's going to be a disappointing journey on the way home so far for those who follow Bristol City. Voss chipped in towards Lloyd Smith, rolls away from the defender, moving at speed. Lexi Lloyd Smith. Robinson, her cross, which is headed over her own crossbar by Dee Bradley, who looks unfazed, but what an excellent bit of defensive cover that was. I'm sure I'm not alone in terms of viewers watching on whose heart skipped a beat there. Really delightful ball in, and Bradley appears to be ducking out of the header. It does make contact, but it is a Bristol City corner. A deep one, met by Lawley! Direct set-piece goal levels things up. It's the centre half, Gemma Lawley, who gets her second goal of the season, and ticking towards the break. The visitors are all level. Durham 1, Bristol City 1. Well, Syme, she's indicating with her fingers where she's going to aim the ball. It certainly hangs up in those conditions. The only one alert to it is Gemma Lawley. She's free, and she makes no mistake. An unlikely source, but Bristol City will definitely take it. We are all square at Maiden Castle. Durham 1, Bristol City 1. Powell. Bristol City looking to end the half the stronger of the two teams. The goal scorer does well to pick out Powell, who checks infield. Beats 3. Perhaps guilty of doing too much, though. Stubbs slows her up. Speckmeyer, not sure if she spotted Bentley off her line there. I'll be honest, there wasn't much else on, and the referee has pulled it back for that coming together. I think the suggestion is that there's a head collision, and Amber Stubbs is arguing that she doesn't need medical treatment, but of course we have to take any potential concussion incidents extremely seriously. Let's see what happens here. Going to restart here with a drop ball. I understand there's going to be 3 additional minutes of first half stoppage time here. Goals coming in the 14th and 43rd minute, and Bristol City looking to add to that here. Ferrugia, Syme, Robinson deflects. Shepherd does prevent the corner. So for any particular Cat Shepherd fans, we do have a feature that will play you during the half-time interval about the Americans' journey through football to bring her here to life in the Northeast. So stick around for that. And also don't forget, 2 more games on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel for you this afternoon. Hopefully you've enjoyed the opener here so far, which is finely poised. 2 also big games coming up at 2 p.m, both live here on the BWSL 2 YouTube channel. Crystal Palace, promotion chasing Crystal Palace against relegation threatened Ipswich Town. And Newcastle United, also with promotion hopes, they welcome Nottingham Forest. Hardy tries to get away from Stobbs, can't do so. Heppel. Hardy slides in. And the decision goes Bristol City's way. They're in a hurry here, the visitors. It was the shove from Heppel that sent Hardy to ground. Well, having scored already from a corner a few minutes ago, just 3.5 minutes ago, perhaps one final set-piece opportunity in this first half. Syme goes direct. Too direct and easily claimed by Shepherd. Briggs, Heppel, nice. Speckmaier up against Powell, who takes no risks. It will be a Durham throw. Briggs, chance to send in the cross. Looking for Lambert, who does get on the end of it. Ward lost track of the ball. Does clear. Wilson. Stobbs. Nice flick, looking for Speckmaier, who's closed down by Powell. Forced out towards Blake, Durham's goal scorer. Speckmaier protects the ball well. Trying to get it in here. It's going to be a corner. Just never really opened up for Durham there. Both Speckmaier and Blake. Great determination showed by both. Good ball retention as well. But you have to credit the defensive shape from Bristol City, making life difficult. And Lawley comes across for perhaps the final act of the half will be a Durham corner. The referee just with something to say to Beth Heppel ahead of taking this corner. Which is met by Ward, back across her own goal and tipped over by Bentley and off the line, off the posts. Appeals from Durham. Action continues. And the referee's blown the whistle because there's an injury to Fran Bentley. There was a shout of handball there from the dugout below our cameras. Wasn't clear on first inspection. So let's see how this phase of play... Well, actually, indeed, that is the last act of the first half. 1-1. And what exactly happened here? Excellent save from... Is it a double save from the goalkeeper? Wow. Just about level at the break. Durham 1, Bristol City 1. Well, Hannah Blake's opening goal cancelled out by Gemma Lawley, and that frenetic scene there from the corner for Durham. The ball staying out of the Bristol City nets in terms of statistics. Plenty of attacking endeavour on show for both sides. It was until late on. Bristol City showing more clinical cutting edge in terms of hitting the targets. Difficult conditions in terms of Bristol City trying to clear the ball. Key passes relatively even. And it is just the one caution shown in the opening half. That was to Bristol City's Katie Robinson. So at Maiden Castle at half-time, Durham 1, Bristol City 1. So the referee, Alice Parker's whistle, signals the start of the second half. Only once before has a league fixture between these two sides ended in a draw. That was here at Maiden Castle in a game that finished 1-1 back in 2022. I think Durham, correct me if I'm wrong, supporters in the YouTube comments section, they perhaps take a point where Bristol City, much more is needed in terms of their ambitions to be amongst those contending for that playoff spot in terms of hopes of gaining promotion to the BWSL. As you can see, Bristol City looking to load that far post. Syme once again with the corner. Bristol City with the win to their advantage here in the second half. And perhaps a clear example of that in terms of if it's not quite right, the ball can suddenly take off and it goes comfortably behind. Well, Emily Syme got the assist for the opening goal for Bristol City. And I'm sure we'll see plenty of her creatively in this second 45. Lambert helps it on. Speckmeyer comes into close contact there with the assistant, Leonie Harland. Heppel looking to press Lawley, who gets that all wrong. And it's going to be a Durham corner. Foster, who's going to go and take the Durham corner. Let's have another look at that miscue there from the immediately apologetic Gemma Lawley. She'll have to defend this set piece here. Mickey Foster to take. Good one. Right on the goalkeeper and fired over by Blake. Oh, a clear sign of how important a decent cross is in terms of just creating any potential havoc there, because it had Fran Brentley scrambling here. Does really well, the goalkeeper, to get some form of contact on it, but it presents itself to Durham's goal scorer. And this time, Hannah Blake can't make the net ripple. Powell. Gets it back from Robinson. Looking down the line for her teammates. Briggs his header. Syme showing urgency here. Straight into Hardy, who goes down, looks towards the referee. My apologies. Didn't appear to be too much in that. Powell drives down the line. Does she want? She wants a corner, doesn't get a corner. It will be a goal kick.
Vicky, put yourself onto this top line. Beth, drop into midfield, kid. For the header, just for the header.
So Rio Hardy was certainly asking the question to referee Alice Parker. Let's have another look at. Well, that one will wait for another time, should we need to look back at it. Syme, Lloyd-Smith, Ingle. First time back into Lexi Lloyd-Smith, who takes over from her captain. Too many red shirts getting in each other's way. Foster. Ward covers that situation well. Pressed by Lambert. Voss looking to roll it in to her teammate. As you can see, the physical contest of this game is not lacking whatsoever. And Lambert, first time into Speckmeyer. First time shot! And that's well saved. Fran Bentley has been by far the busier of the two goalkeepers in this opening 5 minutes to the second half. Lovely one-touch stuff there from Durham. Speckmeyer, who has been a real nuisance since coming on in the first half. Eyes for goal only. What can Durham do with the subsequent corner? Foster, left-footed. Another in-swinger, which has got too much on it. And over the top of Fran Bentley's crossbar. Well, it was a Bristol City corner which led to their equalising goal in the first half. That might be one of Durham's best routes into looking to restore an advantage in this game. Speckmeyer sliced that attempted ball straight into Robinson. Hardy looking for Ferrugia. Lambert can't bring it under control. Ward. The referee has given the free kick to Bristol City. Ingle takes it quickly. Ferrugia, head up. Deflected cross. Awkward one for Wilson. Lambert, not cleared. Ingle, air. No distance on these clearances from Durham. Again, a sign of the conditions that they're dealing with defensively. Bristol City looking to knock the ball around. Voss comes to intercept Foster. Durham throw. Instructions clearly to send that down the line. Not sure if that actually came in. Well, the assistant does believe so. So it's going to be a Bristol City throw. Ward, helped on by Hardy. Lloyd Smith was caught late there. Hardy saying, we want to take this free kick quickly, ref, and Heppel doing her bit to slow up play. Well, despite the best two opportunities of this second half falling to Durham, it is Bristol City who look more likely to click here in the second half in terms of passes are a lot more precise and moving at speed and intensity. What can they do with a Emily Syme free kick here? High line being employed by the home side. Floated in. Met by Foster, so it will be a Bristol City corner. I think the clear feedback from Charlotte Healy and her coaching staff would be to pepper the Durham box with deliveries in this second half to try and maximise the elements here. Nightmare for goalkeepers. Outswinging corner though, which is headed home at the near post by Wards. 2 goals from corners have seen Bristol City come from behind. Durham 1, Bristol City 2. It's Mary Ward with the header. Well, you can't give a side like Bristol City and a player with Emily Syme's crossing ability so many opportunities to pick out a teammate here. It's the run towards the near post and she beats Lambert, who is taller. No player on the post. It's a simple task. And Bristol City's promotion ambitions very much back on track here early in the second half. As for Durham, relegation concerns still loom above their heads. Ward, the goal scorer. Hardy. Hardy challenging again. Charlotte Healy with the catch there. She'll be much the happier, the Bristol City head coach. Just what you want after, I think, what would be viewed as a disappointing opening half. An early goal in the second. Farrugia stopped by Stubbs. Voss tried to pull off a trick to get away from the Durham player. Hardy has it for Bristol City. Looking for a third here. Robinson looking to go back, but it will be a Bristol City throw. So in terms of the standings, currently Bristol City moving to within 2 points of Crystal Palace. A reminder, Crystal Palace against Ipswich at 2 p.m. here on the BWSL2 YouTube channel. Sign with the latest efforts. So whilst Bristol City's promotion hopes remain, as for Durham, their relegation concerns also won't go away. Currently just a point and goal difference, it has to be said. That's the difficulty of the task that awaits Portsmouth, trying to reduce the goal difference and what is currently just that 1 point buffer. It's going to be one hell of a ride in terms of the run-in to the BWSL2 at both ends of the table. And we haven't even played an hour yet. Well, WSL Football recently launched their brand new app. It offers fans of both the Barclays WSL and Barclays WSL2 a front row seat to exclusive content and all the games broadcast on the league's YouTube channels. To download the app for free, search WSL Football in Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Also, subscribe to the BWSL2 YouTube channel and get notifications every time your team is in action. Foster looking to bend one. I think she certainly connected well with that, but again, it's slowed up in the conditions. Comfortable save in the end for Bentley. Hardy. Direct play here from Bristol City. Hardy on her left, and it was always dragging wide there. So in terms of the Mickey Foster effort, on a weaker foot, does really well to get it on target.
Get up! Get up! Come on, win it, Maz. What we get, Mazza? What we get? What we get? Ezzy!
Let's have another look at the chance here for Bristol City. Hardy desperate to score and add to her 8-goal BWSL2 tally. Hardy once again. No way through to pick out Farrugia. Stubbs turned into trouble. Got away with one there, though. Look at that for good burst of speed, though. Blake. So just the 1 goal separating these two teams in terms of possession. Also close. Bristol City still just shading things. And they have themselves in front. It was, or it is, coming into this fixture, just 1 win across their last 5 for Charlotte Healy's team. They have stumbled towards the finish line, but they're doing their bit to keep themselves involved in this potential playoff spot. Around a possibility that 3 BWSL2 teams could be promoted to the BWSL this season. Top 2 automatically. 3rd place goes into a playoff. Bristol City having to defend a free kick here. So I asked Bristol City supporters in the first half what needed to change. I guess the same for Durham supporters. If you have access to the BWSL YouTube channel and you can comment, let me know, what do you need to see different from Neil Redfern's side in order to try and avoid defeat here. Let's see how this free kick plays out. Foster. Well defended. Back with the free kick taker, forced wide by Ferrugia. Still able to pick out Lambert. Ball comes in towards the challenging Bradley. Keeps it alive. Foster's cross. Good one. I think that did come off a Durham body. Hardy back in defensive duties and doing too much there. Oh, she's helped out by the referee. Good response from the home side. Bristol City holding firm under pressure here. Foster, who's been a real threat since she's took over delivery from those wide set pieces and open play. Robinson, challenged by Briggs. Speckmeyer looking to use her body. Voss, strong in the challenge. Lambert. Scored in the reverse defeat for Durham down in Bristol back in October. Looking to return it back into the path of Lambert. Not quite precise enough. Bristol City set for a first here this afternoon with the current scoreline. They've yet to come from behind to win in the BWSL 2 this season. 2 draws they have managed to pick up from losing positions. And of course, lots of players will depart for the international break, but if they can get into international break with a victory, it can allow Charlotte Healy's side a chance to reset for those ultra important final 2 games. No doubt they'll have a keen eye on the fixture at 2 p.m, which we have for you here on the BWSL 2 YouTube channel. Crystal Palace against Ipswich, which both Durham and Bristol City will have eyes on. Foster, challenged by Voss. Durham throw. We understand there's going to be a double change for the visitors, forthcoming. Speckmeyer, Ferrugia intercepts. Crowded out eventually. Ingle can only play it to Bradley. Wilson. Spots the run of Heppel, who's in. Beth Heppel! Denied by Bentley, and another crucial block from Bristol City. Keeps it at 1-2. Patient build-up from the home side, and once again Heppel's free. What are Bristol City doing at the back here? You can't leave Durham's top goal scorer unmarked. Charlotte Healy's side survive a scare, but this is relentless from Durham in search of an equaliser, and it will be a throw-in for the hosts. What a chance, what a ball as well. Spots the run. Lofted beautifully into her path. And then once again, top shot stopping from Fran Bentley keeps her side in front. Katie Robinson is replaced by Jessie Gale. And Ferrugia makes way for Esther Morgan. Esther Morgan, who once again will join up with the Wales international side during the break. So refreshing the flanks from Charlotte Ely. The defending here, though, Bristol City. Speckmeyer. Morgan's first contribution is to earn a goal kick and a tumble into the advertising hoardings as well. Well, Danny says it's only a matter of time before Durham score. Bentley has more than played her part in ensuring, as it stands, Bristol City are on course for a very much needed victory here in the northeast. Scorer of that second goal, Mary Ward. Looking to shake off air. Two fullbacks going toe-to-toe. What's the decision? It is a goal kick. A reminder, in the previous 9 home fixtures for Durham, it is only Sunderland and Charlton who've managed to win here at Maiden Castle. That's the task that awaits Sheffield United in 3 weeks' time as well. Well read there by Stobbs, able to intercept. Speckmeyer goes down, free kick to Durham. Certainly what Durham have benefited from, given the introduction in the first half, enforced introduction, unfortunately due to Lucy Watson's departure, is Mariana Speckmeyer is a real physical player. Does the ugly stuff of centre-forward play, getting a body in between defender and ball. Comes off the back of Gale. Bradley intercepts, just to slow up Bristol City here. Hardy. Syme. Looking for the run there of Powell. Just had to delay. This is when Bristol City really look at their best, when they're making quick, successive passes. Not cleared due to the wind. Syme looks to send it back, but that'll be easily gathered. Just over 20 minutes of normal time remaining. If you did join us late, Durham hit the front in the 14th minute through Hannah Blake. Equaliser in the 43rd from Gemma Lawley. And Ward, 2 heady goals for Bristol City. Ward with the second, both from corners. In the 54th minute currently has Bristol City on course for maximum points here. See if we can dig into the stats to gain certainly some encouragement for Durham that they are continuing to create and they're not giving up on this. Just need to be a bit more clinical. Air doing her bit, forcing the corner. A 7th corner of the game for Durham. Another good one. Speckmeyer was certainly challenging for it. It was a Bristol City final touch. Wouldn't go as far to say as they're clinging on here, Bristol City, but under some real serious pressure from the hosts, looking to get themselves level. Headed clear by Hardy. Foster once again, and interception, this time from Lloyd Smith. Morgan there, who headed behind for Bristol City. Sent back in, Voss this time. Hardy can't clear. Just for morale purposes, Durham really just need to make their possession pay here. Blake, Heppel, long way from the Bristol City goal, and is that a free kick? It is. Just a firm word from referee Alice Parker and nothing more for Sophie Ingle. This is the latest of a series of Durham chances. Some good defending there from Rio Hardy. Michaela Foster with Durham's free kick here. High, hangs. Blake sends it back. Syme clears. Gale using her pace. Trying to lead a counter here, but that's excellent stuff from Stubbs to look to keep Durham moving forward, but there's an interception here. Wards. Syme wants it. It's fired in towards the captain. She has more time here, though. Durham very much chasing the game. Powell goes down the line, looking for Jessie Gale. Her first time cross, was it? Ended up being a shot. Comfortable claim for Shepherd. One comment in the YouTube section says one more goal will make it safe for Bristol City. I'm not so sure, you know. The game is becoming awfully stretched here. But Bristol City looking for a third. Hardy's cut back. Still not cleared. It is eventually, but only as far as Powell. Lawley. Chance for the visitors to have a decent spell in the opposition half here. Nice pick out. Ingle. Gale provides the width. Looking to go around Briggs. Gale's cross is a Bristol City corner. Hardy with this brilliant run. Lovely burst. Foster it was with the defensive contribution. It was mopped up by Stubbs as well. Two goals already from Bristol City corners. Emily Syme looking for a hat-trick of assists. She's just got to ensure that the ball stays still. Or try and ensure. Syme's delivery, which is met by two Bristol City contacts, and it was Lawley with the final one. Swung out to Lambert. Speckmeyer. Morgan wins it for Bristol City. That's a fine pass out wide to Rio Hardy, who only has one intent, to drive at the Durham goal. Ward's cross is a tame one, and it will be a Durham goal kick. Another look at the Bristol City corner. I think it's Voss and Lawley who end up getting something on it. Lambert. Ingle happy to see the ball roll dead. Just over quarter of an hour remaining. Speckmeyer. Stubbs. Over the top. The run of Blake. from an offside position. I understand Durham are preparing to make a change in terms of the game's action areas. Bristol City, their second goal coming in the second half, and a reward for their endeavour in and around the opposition box. But you perhaps would argue that the clear-cut chances have fallen to Durham, in particular Beth Heppel. Blake makes way. And Grace Collinson comes on. 18-year-olds. Her 9th consecutive appearance off the Durham bench. Morgan's cross. Cleared by Bradley. Morgan once again. Sent back in by Voss. Helped on by Hardy.
Get up the pitch. Come on, Wills. Let's go. Step in. Stay high, ball. Yes. Secure that. Secure it.
Durham have seen 4 goals scored by substitutes in the BWSL 2 this season, but they're watching on as Bristol City are really starting to click here. Ward. Her cross. Defended by Bradley. Back with the fullback. And as it stands, the match winner. Ingle overhits the return ball. Time running out here for Durham. And it's going to be a nervy 3 weeks for them before they return back to BWSL 2 action. Portsmouth's situation can't change. They've already completed their 20 games. So they'll be watching on, and I'm sure some Portsmouth players, coaching staff are watching here as Gale goes down, wanting a free kick. And that's the current plight in terms of the quest to stay in the BWSL 2. Portsmouth and Ipswich level on points, but it's Pompey who looks set to be relegated. What a fascinating final 2 games we have in store. But of course, Durham still chance here this afternoon to try and change the current picture that they find themselves in. Even just a point, if they can get an equaliser, would increase the gap to 2 points. And in particular with a much better goal difference in contrast to both Ipswich and Portsmouth. Foster. Voss. Closed down by Speckmeyer. Lawley intercepted by Collinson. Morgan under pressure, can only find touch. We've spoken about Durham's run-in. As for Bristol City, a huge game at Ashton Gate in 3 weeks' time, if they can keep the current scoreline, which will see them take maximum points. They are at home against Newcastle United and away against Sheffield United on the final day. A trip to Bramall Lane, where there could still be all to play for in the BWSL 2, whether that's the title, the side who does pick up that 3rd playoff spot, and the unfortunate team that will be relegated. Keep across everything on the WSL Football app. And here on the Barclays WSL 2 YouTube channel, we will have condensed match highlights, which will be dropping throughout the remainder of your Easter Sunday. Is there still one more goal to add at least to the compilation? Foster. Syme into Ingle. Goes out wide to find Ward. Ward up against Ayre. Ward's cross. Deflects off Wilson. Ingle has it. Morgan. Nowhere near troubling Cat Shepherds. A goal to her name, Mary Ward, already this afternoon, and she's been a real offensive threat this second half in particular. So Durham making another change here. The experience of Sarah Robson coming on. It's Amber Stobbs who's back in the Durham starting lineup as she regains full fitness. A season blighted by injury. The former Newcastle United captain who made the switch across the northeast. Invaluable minutes in her return back to full gear. And Sarah Robson has the final few minutes to try and impact this game, certainly at both ends. Defensive reinforcements, but can she pose a threat going forward? Durham looking to counter here. Collinson. Slowed up by Powell. Apologies if you do hear any offensive language that are picked up by our cameras, microphones. We are right above both dugouts, home and away. And it's very passionate down on the sidelines. This is still tight to call, this game. Certainly getting to the point where Bristol City will just not think about, just not trying to force things and just solidify the strength of their position by keeping the ball running down the clock. Lambert and Speckmeyer trying to latch onto the ball over the top. Morgan taking a risk. Ushers the ball out of play, largely due to the pressure there of Lambert. Air. Captain Robson comes infield. Biding their time here, Durham. Can they master one final clear-cut opportunity? Just evades Air. Morgan down the line, looking for Lloyd Smith. Speckmeyer goes down. Play continues momentarily. It will be a Durham free kick. No time to waste here for the home side. Robson kicks out there at Ingle, did she? The action continues. Gale looking to get in behind. Shepherd comes and comfortably gets there first. Presents it back to Powell, though. Lawley. Her cross. And Lloyd Smith challenging Grace Air, and the decision is a Durham free kick. Fran Bentley's gone down. That was a naughty moment just here from Robson. Well, that's certainly how it looks to me. It seems an unnecessary kick out. The referee was right on top of the action. And it's Fran Bentley, who certainly, prior to Bristol City taking the lead, was having a busy start to the second half. Some crucial saves from Bristol City's number one, her 5th season at the club. Former second-tier Golden Glove winner. Chance while we have the stoppage to revisit those statistics, and both sides into double figures in terms of pursuit of adding to the current scoreline, which is Durham 1, Bristol City 2, with just less than 5 minutes of normal time remaining. Remember, if you are a subscriber to our BWSL2 YouTube channel, you can comment in the section. Let me know your thoughts as we tick towards full time here. A massive 3 points potentially here for Bristol City to keep further pressure on Crystal Palace, who welcome Ipswich Town at 2 p.m. And the top half of the standings are as follows. Birmingham City and Charlton, they look set to duke out the title and decide the automatic spots, but Crystal Palace just 2 points ahead of Bristol City. And Newcastle, of course, they'll look to close that gap. They can move level with Crystal Palace should they beat Nottingham Forest. Also a 2 p.m. kickoff here on the BWSL2 YouTube channel. No better way to spend Easter Sunday than with ourselves. You won't miss any of your desired action as Molly Lambert gets in behind, and that's a good recovery challenge from Morgan. Molly Lambert perhaps not quite possessing the pace to get away from the defender, but let's take nothing away from the Welsh international. Look how much ground she makes up there. Eats up the turf, slides in. It will be a Durham corner. Still time for another Bristol City change. Harley Bennett comes on for our potential match winner. Mari Ward, her header in the second half. Looking to close that gap on the playoff promotion spot for Charlotte Healy's side, who were just 1 win in 5 coming into this game. Defending a corner. The referees pulled it back. It will be a retake. Tempers beginning to boil over. Dee Bradley certainly with plenty to say. Need to keep their heads here, Durham, because they can still salvage a point, especially if the delivery's on point here from the corner. Mickey Foster, her crossing ability in this second half has been excellent. Goes towards the near post. Hardy meets it. Gale challenges with Collinson. Lloyd Smith. Sent back by Eyre. Lambert looking to close down Morgan. Gale. Looks to head it on towards Hardy. She can't keep it in play. Let's have another look at that corner. Well, that was Rio Hardy heading it clear, but the referee pulled it back, and it's Ingle and Bradley who go nose to nose there, just to the right of shot. Both standing their grounds. Anywhere will do at the moment for Bristol City. Finds its way through to Molly Lambert. Voss looking to stop it. Cross comes in. Powell gets there. Heavy touch though. Briggs bringing Durham forward. First time cross. Morgan did well to not let it bounce. And the referee does award Durham a free kick. Lloyd Smith bringing down Robson. Wilson takes it too quickly for the referee's liking. '90th minute here We still await confirmation of how much additional time there'll be. I'm hearing it's going to be 3 minutes, so not too much more time left here for Durham. That's how far Bristol City are away from a victory to move within 2 points of third place Crystal Palace. Wilson, confirmation from the fourth official. 3 minutes of additional time here at Maiden Castle. Speckmeyer, no way around Morgan. Really helped shore up the defence, Morgan, since coming on. Oh, is that an appeal for a penalty? And the referee points to the spots. Robson, the substitute, protected the ball. There was contact from behind. We will take another look at it. But no doubt in the mind of referee Alice Parker, she sees that as a penalty. And chance in stoppage time for Durham to gain a point here. Oh, it's one that will split opinion. Let me know what you think in the YouTube comment section. But the decision stands. It's going to be a Durham penalty kick. And up steps their top scorer, Beth Heppel. Converted away against Sheffield United back in December. Has only scored 1 goal in a previous 10 BWSL 2 appearances, and currently knows her side are just a point above the relegation spot in the BWSL 2. She's had a long wait here. Fran Bentley has managed to stop 1 of the 3 league penalties she's faced this season. It's a disconsolate Bristol City looking for some last-ditch heroics from their number 1. Bentley up against Heppel. Deep intake of breath. Beth Heppel for Durham! No mistake from their record goal scorer. Number 108 in her Durham career, and perhaps right up there amongst one of the most important. Have they done enough to earn a point at the death? Durham 2, Bristol City 2. Well, split comments. Softest pen of the season, definitely a foul. Plenty to debate after this one. But it looks as though Bristol City, their slim promotion hopes look to be running out here. There will be more than the minimum 3. Looking to work the touchline here, just keep it away from their goal. Surely they can't, Durham. They're not going to try and take all 3 points, are they? Lambert, pass behind Heppel. Is the counter on here for Bristol City? Ingles' ball. Gale's going to get there. No, she's not. Well, when Jessie Gale put on the afterburners there, I was concerned for Kat Shepherd, but the American goalkeeper judged the situation. But it's going to come straight back. We're at the referee, Alice Parker's discretion here. We've played the minimum 3. But Bristol City, desperate for a winner. It's going to be a throw. No, there won't be enough time. It is a share of the spoils here at Maiden Castle. Perhaps some controversy in Durham's equaliser. Sophie Ingle with something to say to the match official on blowing of the full-time whistle. But a dramatic start to Easter Sunday here on the BWSL 2 YouTube channel. Saw Durham take the lead. As actually tempers are spilling over here. Ingle's been shown a caution after the full-time whistle. She doesn't feel as though it's a penalty. Opinions are split amongst those of you watching on, but ultimately, Durham kept themselves in the game, and Beth Heppel, with a 90 plus 3 minute penalty, ensures both sides head home with a point. What it does mean is that if Crystal Palace do beat Ipswich Town later on today, there is no way that Bristol City can remain in the promotion equation. What a fascinating watch. Full time in the northeast. Durham 2, Bristol City 2. Well, as Storm Dave whips up in and amongst our cameras, the focus very much on the greatest player in Durham's club history, Beth Heppel. Almost 300 appearances. That'll have to wait to next season for her to gain the extra few more to tick over that mark. But 108 goals in her Durham career. And that's got to be right up there in terms of precious stakes, because it's a huge boost in terms of their quest to remain in the BWSL 2. It is her spot kick that ultimately decides the result here. And I think it's a deserved point for Durham. I'm not too sure Bristol City will be in agreement with me, though. Very entertaining, tricky conditions, defensive contributions on show from both, in particular Fran Bentley in that second half, denying Durham on multiple occasions. But it does end all square for only the second time in league history between these two. Bristol City have had much the better of this fixture over recent years, but it's a huge point for the side here in the northeast. So let's remind ourselves of how match week 20 in the BWSL 2 has currently played out. Earlier on, we know, not today, earlier on in the match week, Charlton lost against Portsmouth. Birmingham beat Sunderland. It's Charlton and Birmingham duking it out for automatic promotion and the BWSL 2 title. Southampton, they ensured that Sheffield United still have relegation concerns themselves with a 5-2 victory yesterday, and as we've just seen here at Maiden Castle, 2-2 between Durham and Bristol City. Don't go anywhere this Easter Sunday. In a matter of minutes, a choice of viewing. Crystal Palace, they look to ensure or further solidify their strength of grip on that playoff spot. They welcome Ipswich Town, and Newcastle United, very much must win for them and their hopes of catching Crystal Palace. They welcome Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest on a great run, back-to-back wins, looking to finish in the top half in their debut season in the BWSL 2. Well, once again, continue to provide your thoughts and comments. I think the most clear indication of the controversy was the awarding of the penalty. A reminder, you can rewind on your BWSL 2 YouTube timeline to revisit the decision. It was in stoppage time. 90+2 was around about the mark where we saw contact between Durham substitute Sarah Robson and Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Referee Alice Parker right on top of the action. She deemed it a foul. And that meant that Beth Heppel, who's currently part of a squad full staff photo on the pitch here at Maiden Castle. They continue to be awfully strong at home, Durham. 6 of their 10 fixtures played here at home this season have ended in a draw. And this is an invaluable one here this afternoon. 2-2, let's show you how the game played out. In terms of the opening goal, it came with Durham's first effort on target. Blake in space, kept her cool, slots it beautifully past Fran Bentley. 14 minutes on the clock. It was Durham 1, Bristol City 0. Recalled to the starting lineup, just a second start of 2026 for Blake, and her first goal of the season put Neil Redfern's side in front. In terms of going the other way, Bristol City were up against the wind. And look at that for a fine bit of defending from Dee Bradley. Beautiful cross from Robinson, dipping. Awkward one for the defender, gets contact on it, clears her own crossbar. But from the subsequent corner, Symes' delivery and unmarked Gemma Lawley level things up in the 43rd minute. The centre-half with her second BWSL 2 goal this season ensured heading into the break we looked to be all square, but in the final seconds, a double Fran Bentley save. Look at that. Reflexes, athleticism on show from Bristol City's number 1. There are appeals with the final acts of a potential handball. That's certainly one that Bristol City potentially got away with. And early in the second half, Speckmeyer, she worked Bentley. Excellent link up with Lambert's shot on target, goal bound, but denied by the Palms. Bristol City hit the front for the first time, direct from a corner. 2 corners, 2 goals, 2 headers. Mary Ward this time, her forehead had Charlotte Healy's side in front. Question marks over the defending. But Bristol City have to withstand a whole load of pressure in this second half. Heppel perhaps should have done better. Bentley once again at her absolute best. A fine pick out from air, lofts the ball into the path of Durham's number 7. As Bristol City hung on to the slender lead until stoppage time. Robson goes down. What do you think of this? The referee's opinion's the only one that matters. She said spot kick, up-stepped Heppel. Goalkeeper went the wrong way. An 8th BWSL 2 goal of the season for Durham's main player. Helped them to an precious point, and it's a disconsolate post-match huddle for the visitors. It's going to be a long trudge back down south. Their promotion ambitions well and truly out of their hands and could be denied come the end of the day. So this is the current picture when we look at the BWSL 2 table. Birmingham and Charlton level on points, neither in action this weekend. Charlton are playing in the FA Cup. Crystal Palace, as we know, currently live for you on the BWSL 2 YouTube channel. They're taking on Ipswich, who do sit just above the dotted line. And also Newcastle United in 4th position, looking to climb above Crystal Palace with a victory. Should Crystal Palace drop points, they are taking on Nottingham Forest. And in terms of Durham's plight, they are now 2 points clear of bottom of the table Portsmouth. So that concludes our coverage of an eventful game here at Maiden Castle. Don't forget, they've just kicked off, so flick over on the BWSL 2 YouTube channel. Palace Ipswich, Newcastle against Forest. Keep an eye out for highlights, in particular of this game, which will be dropping later on in your Easter Sunday. I've been Tom Gale, and thanks very much for your company.